Alright, so I'm back. Like I was saying, our trial balance must always balance. When I say balance, I mean that the total figure you have on your debit side must equal what you have on your credit side. So what that translates is means that, say for instance, excuse me 2 seconds. Say for instance, you have 100,000 here on your debit side. You ought to have 100,000 here too on your credit side. This is what shows that yes, you have posted correctly. That all the posting from the individual ledger accounts were done correctly. So our trial balance must always balance. In the case where what you have on the debit side is not equal to what you have on the credit side, then you will begin to ask questions. You should ask the examiner, where are the remaining accounts, the remaining ledger account, the remaining balances or balancing figure, as the case may be, on the ledger account. Which other accounts were omitted? Are we together? So now as you can see, we have 50 plus 10 will give us what? 60. If we add that together, we're going to get what? 60 here. And this will give us 100. So this indicates that there is one account that is missing. And because we know that our ledger accounts on the debit side, or rather in our trial balance, total balance on our left hand side, which is debit side, must equal what we have on our credit side. That would make us that will prompt us to ask our lecturer, or whoever give you the question, or whoever give you the assignment, sir, one account is missing. And you'll be very correct to say that because the debit side must equal the credit side. So in this case, one account is actually missing, and that account is our equipment account. So we have an equipment account, and the balance there is 40,000 naira. So if we write that figure here, we put that account here, equipment account 40,000 naira, our account will now balance. We now have 100,000 and 100,000. So that is why one of the reasons why we have your ledger account, or rather why you have your trial balance, is that it helps us to detect errors. You know, in our previous, I talked about errors that could occur while posting. Omitting one entry, maybe you post on the debit side, and then you don't post the corresponding entry on the credit side. Are we together? Or you add your figure wrongly. Instead of getting 5, you now end up getting maybe 7 or lesser than that. The trial balance is going to reveal these errors. These are the reasons why you have our trial balance. As an accountant, even after you have done your posting from your journal entry to your ledger account, you are required and should prepare your trial balance to help you detect these errors. If at the end of the day you put all your debit balances and credit balances and you add them up all together and it's not summing up to give you the same figure, it indicates that there's an error somewhere. Either there was an omission while posting, maybe you didn't post the second leg, or you didn't add correctly, or you posted to the wrong account, or any other errors that could occur while posting, like we talked about in our previous class, would be found. So this trial balance helps us to checkmate these errors, helps us to detect that there are errors in our postings. That is one purpose of your trial balance. It helps to bring up errors. As you can see in this scenario, initially we had was 60,000 naira. And because I knew that my trial balance was always balanced, I have to look back into my book, and then I got the remaining account that was not written earlier on. So this is one purpose of your trial balance. Now, another very important purpose of your trial balance is that it is from this trial balance we now prepare our final account. In accounting, there is something we call final account. That is the final book. That is your profit and loss account and your statement of financial position. Most times, what an accountant wants to achieve after he has done the posting of a business transaction is to prepare a balance sheet or a profit and loss account. The person who has hired you wants to see how much profit am I making or how much loss have I made. Are we together? So these are your final accounts, your statements of financial position, also known your statements of balance sheet, also known as your balance sheet, and your trading and profit and loss account are the accounts that will be prepared from this trial balance. So if these accounts have balance, it's going to guide you as an accountant, as a student, to go ahead and prepare your final account. But if they do not balance, it will be very, very tough for you to prepare your final account. The first thing you will do, you try to find out why is it that you have 100,000 naira and you're not having the same figure here. If that's where the error is, or like in the case we had before, you're having 100 and you're having 60 here. You begin to think and find out what happened. Are we together? Another important reason that we have our trial balance is that it helps us to prepare, it helps us to cross check our posting. With this, I'm very sure that I have posted correctly because both sides have what balance. If both sides didn't balance, I will have to go back and look at the individual ledger account and track it. When I mean track, it means I have to start looking at them individually. I look at my sales account and say, okay, what was the first transaction that occurred there? Second transaction, did I make a mistake? Maybe instead of writing 30, I wrote 13, or instead of writing 50, I wrote 15. All these are errors that could occur. So these are some of the reasons why you have your trial balance. I want to make this video a very short video, and I believe that you have learned something from today's class. I believe that you have learned how to prepare your trial balance. You have also known the reason why you have your trial balance, and you can now explain and define and prepare your own trial balance if given a question to ask by your teacher, or you have an exam, or you're a worker and then you're asked to prepare your trial balance in your office. You should be able to do that after having watched this video. And so I want to crave your indulgence. If this video has added value to your life, if you've learned something to do, kindly consider subscribing. Anytime you subscribe to my channel, you're encouraging me to say, you're doing a good job, teacher. Keep it up. We are behind you. We appreciate you. It goes a very long way. So I want to crave your indulgence to kindly consider subscribing. Subscribing is free. Just press that subscribe button. That's all you need to do. And then by doing that, helping the channel get to other people that need to watch this video. So please, if you know someone that has difficulty preparing for ICANN exam, maybe he has a financial accounting as his FA course, or you have an MBA student that is finding financial accounting difficult, or a YX student, or you as an employer or an employee was talking about accounts, how to prepare your books, then you should watch my video. You should stick to this channel because here I make accounting very, very easy. I want to thank you so very much for making out time to watch today's video, making out time to be with me in class today. And I want to assure you that I'm here to serve you. And if you need personal tutorial, kindly send me a message in the comment section or send me a WhatsApp message on 07084551965. And I'll be glad to assist you. Or better still, send me a mail to ngozika@sps@gmail.com. Let me write that down. No, that is not that. It's not this email address. It's this one. Ngozika SPS at gmail.com. So feel free to send me a message on my email so that I can respond, or you can just send me an SMS or WhatsApp message as the case may be. You want an accountant to tutor you or you need guidance, I'll be so glad. I love to help people understand accounting. I have a passion for accounting. And so it will be my pleasure to help you make accounting very, very easy. So now we'll be taking a very new topic in my next class. But I don't want to delve into that. I want to encourage you to what's the next class. If I tell you now, you might say, it's not interesting, I will not watch. So that's going to be a little secret. But I want to assure that every class I teach is very, very interesting, informative, and then you're going to learn. But before I leave, I want to just give us a 6 step that would help us prepare your trial balance. In as much as I've talked about it, but I want to just like make it very, very simple for us. So number one step in preparing your ledger account is, first of all, you must list all your accounts. All the accounts you're preparing, you must list them. List all the accounts you're preparing, know their names. Then get the balances in each of them. After getting all the balances from each of them, you know which one are debit figures. You should know which balances are debit figure, which balances are debit figures, and which are credit figures. Once you know that, you now draw these formats that we have here. You draw the format that I have you above. And then number 5 thing is that you should give that format a name. Are we together? So you should name the format. So most time, because trial balances are prepared at the end of the year, as the case may be, so most time it will become trial balance as at 31st December 2026. Then the next thing you should do is you now post. You post what? Accordingly. You should take due care. So you post the name of the account like we have here, and then the corresponding amount, and then the debit or credit. You should be very careful because most times people can make that mistake. People sometimes make mistakes, and that's going to be very, very, very what? Careful. So take due care. Post what? Accordingly, correctly and carefully. Correctly and carefully. So that you don't make mistakes. Nobody's rushing you. So you check sales account. You write the sales account or cash account. How much? 50,000 naira. Is it debit or credit? The debit balance on the debit side. So you keep doing that. Once you're done, you now sum all up. You sum all up on the debit side and on the credit side. And lastly, the two should be equal. If it's not equal, then you ask questions. You find out why. What is the reason? So this is like a guide to guide us in preparing our trial balance. It's very, very easy. This is the account, know the account first of all. If there are 5, 6, 7, know them. Get the balances in each of them. Then add together. Once you get the balance, you extract that balance. Extract that balance. And then is the balance debit or credit figure? Is it on the debit side or on the credit side? And when I say balance, I mean balance DD. Your balance was DD. Are we together? Then you now draw your format, give it a name, trial balance for the period ended or whether the year ended 31st December 2020. There must always be a head. And then you put your naira sign. There must be a naira sign indicating that this is currency. It's very, very important when doing anything accounting, put naira sign. Most lecturers might not mark your figures, even if they are correct, because you don't know them what you're selling. Is it 50,000? What? You understand? So that naira sign is very, very important. Then you post accordingly. You just take your time. Don't rush. Cash account, how much? 3,000 naira. Debit, yes, debit. Double check until you post everything, and then you do your total figure. You sum all up, and then you ensure that both sides are equal. If both sides are not equal, then you ask the question why. You go back to your ledger accounts individually and you look at them. My sales account, did I make any error while posting? Did I post correctly? Did I post the debit and the credit leg of this particular transaction? Did I post the correct thing from the day book? You can go as far back as your day book and check. Did I get the correct figure in my debit and put in my ledger account? Just be very careful. Double check everything you've done carefully. And then if you do that, you'll be able to pick out where the error is. Because most times errors come because of a mistake that was made, either by transferring information from your ledger books or from your day book, sorry, to your ledger account. Maybe you didn't post the total figure, or you posted one leg, maybe debit entry, you didn't post the credit entry. So it could occur. So be very, very what careful. So we call it a wrap. Hope you've had as much fun as I've had. Thank you so much. And see you in my next video. Bye.